Yes, guys. Yes. What's everyone telling me? Welcome back to another phone in. Chelsea won. Atletico Madrid one. Fucking hell, man. Imagine bottling that intro. Atletico Madrid nil. Chelsea won. Sorry, guys. The last hour and a half reviewing this game has completely got to me. But let's go through this. What an absolute shithouse in Bucharest, and an amazing wonder goal by Olivier Giroud. Also, looking around at the way that we set up throughout the 90 minutes, there was a bunch of amazing individual performances. And we were sitting there wondering which players were going to come and have that sort of performance, because it was a very new team to this sort of team. Because a lot of us were facing, if I get the lineup up on the screen now, looking up at the team, it was a lot more composed in the back three. Andreas Christensen in the middle, who had an amazing performance next to Antonio Rudiger as well, who we both have to give credit to because they've been amazing under the last 5 games under Thomas Tuchel as well. Hudson-Odoi as well created so many problems on the right-hand side. Thomas Lemar really couldn't stand a chance against him. And if anything, I wish Hudson-Odoi took him on a little bit more, because he created so many chances in the game, which we did struggle in the first half for long periods, because Atletico Madrid started the game with at least 6 people behind the bus. And it made it really hard for us to try and break them down. And it looked for the most part like it was going to be a 0-0 game, unless there was a moment of masterclass, and that came from Olivier Giroud. What an amazing overhead kick. Another one to add to the great goal compilation that he's already been making for himself over his career. And even then, there was so many other chances for us through the game. Timo Werner, I got to give him credit as well. He created so many chances for himself yet again in this game, compared to so many other games as well, like the Southampton game, for example, where we struggled. He's another one that, to be honest, it was unlucky he didn't get a goal in this game as well. But his chance creation and his endless work rate is why we can still stand by him as well. But we're going to delve deeper into this, further into the phone-in. Before we start as well, I want to say, if you guys haven't done so already, check out the OneFootball app. The link is down in the description below. The OneFootball app is the most reliable app for all of your football news. Head on there now to check out the OneFootball app review for the Atletico Madrid-Chelsea game, and also make your vote for who was your man of the match. Right now, I think it's either Andreas Christensen or Mateo Kovacic that is winning, but check it out. And also check out the Transfer Indicator app for all your most reliable transfer news. The link is down in the description below. Check out the OneFootball app. And yeah, let's get our first guest on. Craigo, what are you telling me, man?
All is well. All is calm. All is fine. All is fine.
All is happy, man. Bro, we were waiting for a performance like this against a top side, and on a top 6 side, this is one of the best sides in Europe right now. We've just gone and got a result, and we've matched them for 90 minutes.
Were they one of the best sides in Europe? I think this is very much like the Spurs game. Of course, we'll be let's be happy we've beaten one of the best teams around. Of course, let's be happy. But at the same time, it was almost like Tottenham. They weren't that good that day. You know, we can only judge them on obviously what we've played against, which is, you know, today's game. They weren't that good. They parked the bus. I'm very happy that we've broken them down. But at the same time, I mean, 2 things. One, this is a 2-legged tie, so we're not through yet. And
definitely not.
And the other thing as well is we actually didn't create the goal. They did. So, many positive things. Very happy we didn't
because
concede.
It came back from Hermoso.
Yeah, I mean, it was just the fact that, I mean, Giroud overhead kicks it. Of course, you can't take away the credit from that. It's unreal. But they gave the ball to us, and it was perfectly fine and created by them. We put the ball in a decent area, but clinicalness is still really missing. We got it with 1 chance, but we said just before we started, we could have had 2, could potentially had 3. We could have had a few goals. We generally could have had a few goals. So it's good, but let's not go massive hype train. Yes, we're going to go and win the whole lot. We've beaten a decent side. We've got ourselves in a decent position, but we still lack the cutting clinical edge, which was better, but still not perfect.
I mean, you could say we struggled in the final third, but half the reason was because the way Atletico was set up.
Yeah, of course, it's a factor. A lot of people wanted to be critical of Mount, who I thought had a good game, but Mount, Werner, Kovacic, Jorginho, even Hudson-Odoi and Alonso, all the people that are meant to be creating, they were not immune from trying too hard. And what I mean by that is they put a bit more zip on the pass than they needed to. right way to pass, and we're in luck. We're in. We're sorted ourselves right out. Potentially, depending on what happens when do we play them? 3 weeks' time?
I think 3 weeks. Let me have a check. I think
Something like
3
that.
weeks. I know that.
When we play them in a couple of weeks' time or a few weeks' time, we could get into a position where we park the bus for 90 minutes, and then when we do go forward, we have to score. And it is just that clean cut, and it is that obvious. That's what they tried to do today. They didn't make the most of it, to be honest with you. So it's one of them. It's one of them. It's a decent result, of course. 2.5 weeks. There's positives, of course, but you also do need a little bit of context that goes with it as well. Because we were good. They weren't great. They had no shots on target all game. That really sums up about who we were playing against. If they put them on target,
they did create a bunch of dangerous chances. Like some was just someone couldn't get on the end of it quickly enough.
Yeah.
And chances like that. So it's not like they didn't do anything in the final third all game.
No, of course not. But they've also had people out with the C word, and they've been struggling to form. 3 weeks is a very long time in football. They could be full firing, ready to go, raring to go when they come and play us at potentially the Bridge. We don't even know where it's going to be played yet, that game. But potentially the Bridge, whenever they come and play us in the other game, we basically now the job hasn't changed. It's still we can't concede. Because if we concede at home, level playing field. If anything, they've got momentum, so it's actually against us. So it's a very good result. I'm happy that we've won. Whoop-de-doo. But 3 weeks, different story completely, potentially. Because we broke down the defensive team today. What are they going to be like when they're in full flow attack? So I'm happy, of course. We have to be happy. Of course we do. But I'm still a little bit worried, shall we say, about the potential threats that lie with this team that is currently top of La Liga.
Well, you're not confident about the way we performed defensively today?
Well, to be fair, one thing I will say quite quickly as well about our defence is I'm very happy we got caught out playing the ball out from the back. Because we played the ball out from the back, like in our own box, way too often. And I'm very happy that in the first 2 minutes of the game, we almost gave the ball away from playing out from the back because we stopped doing it as much as we have done in previous weeks. And I was really quite happy that, for me, Mason Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, all the youngsters, they all have to make mistakes to learn. That's part of the learning process, is making mistakes. And we're playing out from the back, and this kind of tactic and idea is still young to us, so kind of gets a little bit the same treatment. We played out from the back. We got caught out with it. They very easily could have capitalised, but it was 1-0 up, and then they'd have got even more defensive. They would have put all 10 men behind the ball for the whole 90 minutes, potentially. It went in our favour, though. We made the mistake. We didn't get punished for it. We almost did, and that made everyone wake up. So it's a really good response from them. But in the very few attempts and times that they did come forward, they were good. They were good. They weren't full flow. They weren't full flow at all. And we weren't full flow defensively either. One that instantly comes off the top of my head, they had the one, I think it was the one that they fired across to Thomas Lemar at the back post. So I think it was that one where Suarez dispossessed him. Alonso and Rudiger went for the same ball and both missed it. Well, one got contact, but it played it straight into the path of Suarez. Small little things like that cost you, depending on who you're playing against. And I would not put it against them in a few weeks' time, for them to punish us for that. Again, it'll be a very different look how the game goes, but there is very much a potential that we've got to end up in the same position that we were in tonight if they go and score away from home, because they'll go, great, we'll just park the bus and wait out, because we know that if we go forward on the counter-attack and score, our goals are worth 2. So it really makes us worry about it. There's a very much a tactical battle on, and what worries me is that they've lost the first one. What are they going to do to win the second one? Because that's something that we really could potentially struggle with. But the defence tonight, they were okay, but not tested as much as they could have been, shall we say.
Well, what do you think about the next few games, giving them the test that they might need leading up to that second leg?
The Man United game, not going to lie, worries me. The Liverpool game worries me. I still haven't seen Chelsea be 100% tested by a proper good attacking unit. A really good one, because today's game they were poor going forward. They were poor. Spurs, they were poor. And the rest of the teams we've played, attacking units have been good, never great. We play in the space of a week and a half. A week and a half. We play Man United, Liverpool, and Everton, all at the moment scoring goals. Liverpool may be the odd exception, but again, we all know what they can do. That's where I want to see us, and that's where I'm slightly worried. That's why I've always said I'm making my judgment on Tuchel and the system and all this stuff after the Man United game, because that's when I believe they are genuinely going to be able to cause us problems our defence problems. If we can deal with it, fantastic. But it's just as likely potentially that Man United don't show up. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to really smell blood against us and go for it. But there's still so many different variables. The only thing I don't want to do, and people quite often say I'm pessimistic and whatever, and I'm a bit negative, and I get it, but
I don't think we're saying anything wrong, to be honest.
I just don't want us to get overhyped against what is. I mean, they were poor today, Atletico, whether you want to accept it or not. We're all saying, oh, Chelsea, we were great and brilliant, and we were good. But also a part of that is that they were bad as well. So I don't want to be the negative one. Trust me. I prefer that we actually went and go and smashed them, and we played our best 11, played their best 11, and we beat them. Then I'd be really happy. But at the same time, they had people out. They had people missing. They weren't firing on all cylinders. If they are, it could be a completely different story. And that's really what I want. I assume those people are talking about me in the comments. But I really want us to try and not get OTT on ourselves here. We played well. We didn't exactly play wonderfully.
But what do you think it does for the confidence of the team, especially going into next few games?
Of course it helps. But we're included in this. And I think the team aren't going to get caught up in it, because we did well. We executed the game plan. Nice, chill. This is what we have to do. We executed a game plan. The game plan changes now. It's already changing now, because the game plan is now for Man United rather than for Atletico Madrid. We've all got to get on the same wavelength, and I don't want this massive, oh, we're absolutely amazing. And then all of a sudden that's what I worry about. That is completely what I worry about. But people can call me negative, feel free. I don't really care, but we brought in Tuchel to have these high standards, which is what we all want to aspire to. We all want to win the league and whatever. Of course, that's the goal. We want to win the Champions League. If we're talking about tonight's game, let's just not go nuts quite yet, because we're good, but we're not amazing. We still struggle to create in the final third, and that is going to be a problem. Even when we played really defensively under Conte, we had Costa, we had Hazard, we had Willian when he was good, we had Pedro, all these people that could just create something out of nothing. And at the moment, Giroud, he created something out of nothing. Timo Werner looks like he's struggling. Mason Mount is struggling to certain degrees. He's doing well, but still struggling. And the other people around aren't necessarily helping the situation either. So let's just all relax for the time being. It's just about being realistic and doing our job as supporters, which is supporting, but also not getting caught up over ourselves. Because that's what teams like Arsenal do. They go, oh, we have one great result and we're absolutely amazing. And then it all comes crashing down in a few weeks' time, or even a few days' time if you're Arsenal, which is what I want to avoid for me and for everyone watching. Don't go massively on the hype train. We'll be on the hype train when we actually win trophies.
All right, so where do you see the hype train then? Do you see it after beating United and Liverpool? Do you see it after maybe the Atletico game afterwards? Maybe end of the season? What's your thoughts?
I think get through this rough spell that we've got. If we're in the top 4 in the rough spell, I'm on the hype train. Let's go for it. Let's live life. But top 4 is a must this year. People are saying that we're going to have 100 million to spend even if we make Europa League football, which I don't agree with. Sorry, 100 million. 300 million if we make Europa League football. I don't see that happening at all. So let's get top 4. That's paramount for now. Big up, Jem. That's paramount.
Big up, Jem. Also, Jem, I want to have a conversation with you about Krusty, man. We'll talk very soon, bro.
Yeah, get top 4 and I'm fine. If we can navigate through this tough spell, that's what I want to see. Because after that, I mean, we've got a very tough run. But after that, I mean, I think all the top teams pretty much play each other, or different top 6 teams.
Yeah, it's like our next
times,
6 games stink, and then our next 5 games after that are winnable. Then our last 4 games are just a bit of a madness.
Yeah, so let's just continue the flow, get it going in the right direction, trend until we are trending so much that we're just always popular news. That's what I want to see.
All right, cool. Well, guys, Craigo as well. Thank you for jumping on.
Yeah, you're not leaving. I'm going.
28 football, Craigo 28 sports. Sorry, man, it's been all over the place since.
You've got a long time to go, Sam. You've got a long time to go.
We'll chat to you tomorrow, man. I'll chat to you
later, everyone.
Take care, bro. Bless. Right, again, guys, if you want to get involved, join our Patreon. The link is down in the description below. Also, download the OneFootball app while you're down there too. We'll get our next guest on. Alex, what are you saying, bro?
Yeah, man. I'm pleased. In fact, I'm very pleased. But at the moment, I've had time to reflect, and I'm a lot more reserved. Only because we do have to remember it's 2 legs now. That's not me trying to put a downer on things. I mean, if you had said to me earlier on today, it'd be 1-1, for example, and we go into the second leg, I would have bitten your hand off. But it's we've scored the away goal and we've got a clean sheet, and I think people need to give Tuchel a lot more credit. The only real negatives I would say are the Jorginho amount will be missing the next leg. So I don't know, a few of Atletico's players will be back. So it'll be interesting to see who we play in the middle, because I know there's a lot of people who aren't really particularly fans of the Kovacic and Kante double pivot. But it'll probably go with that. But yeah, man. I think Vitmus made a good point on your channel earlier. Like when I said we were lacking in the final third, that wasn't me saying that we're not creating chances as such. What I was trying to say was, it's even in the final third, it's good, but the only thing missing is that the precision in the final pass, so to speak. Like for instance, there's a couple of times I think Mason Mount and Callum linked up really well, and then cross it in and the ball goes out for a corner, which isn't bad, but those are the sort of balls you want Giroud on the end of, and stuff like that. But yeah, man, Tuchel needs to be given some credit. Don't forget, he's been here about a month now, if not less. And yes, there are some things we have to work on, like the final pass, for instance. He's made us defensively so much solid. And people can say, "Oh, wait till we face an attacking team," but I feel like a lot of people are just trying to move the goalposts, because it's very clear, Lewis, that a lot of people are still gutted about Lampard leaving. But come on, man, we have to move on. This was almost a month ago this happened. Like, I understand he's a club legend or whatever, but come on, man, let's just be excited. Take each game as it comes. I mean, think of how good our defense is. We've let in 2 goals in Tuchel's reign, but people keep trying to qualify it saying, "Oh yeah, but they weren't in form." Oh, but yeah, Atletico weren't great today, but we also made them look limited, because defensively we were strong. We kept the ball and we were persistent for 90 minutes in getting in their half, and to get a goal and a clean sheet from a team who plays low block football and hits you in the counter attack, that people aren't really respecting that enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think, I look at it in the case of, yes, Atletico Madrid weren't that great for 90 minutes as compared to where they were at the first half of the season, but it wasn't easy for us either. Like, we had players that had good performances through the game, and I do think we need to give them their props for that. Like, we've spoken about the entire back three who had amazing performances individually. Marcos Alonso, who I'm going to give credit to because I'm always the first one to slate him as well. He had an amazing performance. Jorginho, who got a lot of undeserved criticism in the first half because his passes were going nowhere, apparently, even though it's going to be hard to try and find players when they've got 7 people sat at the back anyway. So I just thought it was a bit undeserved for him as well and Kovacic, because it's going to be hard for their forward passes to have any sort of effect in the first place. But if individually, I thought we all played well. Like, there was a few players who maybe struggled at the start of the game. Like Mason Mount struggled to get into the game. I thought his first half wasn't really all that. But second half, he started getting a lot more involved. And he started having a lot more impact in the game as well. So as individuals and as a system, we played well. Like, even regardless of how Atletico turned up and if they were at 100% or not, we played well.
Yeah, man. And yeah, like you said, it was one of Mount's more quieter games. I didn't think it was awful. I thought everyone today put in the shift, really. Big up Wayne as well. Our centre backs today is solid, man. They kept Suarez and Yao Felix quiet, man. They didn't have a sniff, apart from the opening few minutes where who's at the far post? Was it Lamar? I think was running in, and Callum with some great defending at the back post. That was our only really dodgy moment, and possibly the Mendy stray pass as well. Wasn't great, but those were our only real blips, to be honest with you. And yeah, that's a good point you make about even I was getting a bit frustrated with some of the misplaced passes in the first half. But then you think about it, the idea was right. Jorginho, I think, played a couple of passes that went stray. The idea was right. It was just the execution, but when you're playing that low block football and you've got 8 or 9 men, even 10 men behind the ball, it's very hard to find that sort of space, especially when you're trying to play it through the middle. Now, even when Ziyech came on, for example, I liked how he stretched the play, because that's something I wanted to see a little bit more of. Like, it wasn't a concern for me because it's a lot easy for us to see watching where the space is on the wings and that. Obviously, it's different for the players, but I think there was a couple of times where Callum was in space, could have switched the play, and I was just waiting for someone to switch the play, really. And even Alonso on the other side. Now, when N'Golo came on, the Ziyech came on, they played a couple of crossfield passes, which I thought was good. If we'd done that earlier in the game, I reckon we probably would have even got another goal. But yeah, man, overall solid performance, and it just goes to show how, the other day a couple of people's spirits were down after the draw at Southampton. It just goes to show how one game can, really, really lift our moods up. And I understand the second leg's going to be tough. I mean, we don't know if it could be a neutral ground, but either way, it's going to be a tough game. But after what I saw today, I'm confident, man.
Yeah, I'm very confident. How confident are you feeling going into Manchester United game now?
You know what? It's a tough one, Lewis, because it'll be interesting to see what lineup he picks, because that game's Sunday, so that's 5 days away, right? Then I think we have Liverpool after that, so he might also have one eye on that and think, well, there's certain players who I'm not going to play in both games. Giroud, for example, was although brilliant goal today as well, but although he's a fantastic player, he is one of our more senior players, so I doubt he'll play consistent runs of 90 minutes. But I don't know, Lewis, because Man United are a bit of a funny team. Like,
yeah, they're jammy lots. So I don't want to get too optimistic about it, but as a team, we can definitely go and get a win against them.
Yeah, of course. I'm a lot more confident now getting a result against them than I was when we played them last time. And that was when I think they'd lost 2 home games before we played them at Old Trafford. But yeah, man. I'm confident. Obviously, it could go either way. You don't know what Chelsea are going to turn up. If it's a Chelsea that turned up against Southampton, then we probably won't expect much. But if it's a Chelsea that turned up today, then yeah, there's no reason why we can't get a win. And and you know what they're gonna do. They're Bruno Fernandes is their talisman. They're gonna be looking for him, and yeah, they'll sit deep. Not as deep as Atletico were today, but they'll sit deep, try and hit us on the counter. But providing whoever the wing backs are, then and even the midfield, then we should be able to cope.
All right, cool. Well, any final thoughts, bro?
Yeah, man. Final thoughts. I've got to say that at the end of the day, Tuchel's only been here a month, if that. So I think people. I mean, I'm sure most people are, but I think people need to give him a bit more support for the time he's been here, because today is a fantastic result, even against Spurs. Yes, I know they're not in their best vein of form at the moment, but still a good result against a good Spurs side. And I know we haven't been scoring as much, but our defense is so much more solid. Now, people need to remember, right? You're not really going to get... Yes, for the amount of time he's been here, we're playing good enough football. Now, I understand the problems in the final third, but that's not going to come straight away. Yes, I'm aware he has limited time, because even he said it's a results business and whatnot, but you're not going to get that straight away. It's going to take... Hopefully, we'll see that in the next few games. It's going to get better. But yeah, man, I think some people just need to, just appreciate where we are right now and how far we've come in such short space of time. I'm not saying we're going to go through next round. It's the tie is still, very much to play for, and so is top four. But overall, it's promising signs, and I just want to say to all the people who love Lampard to the death, I do, but in terms of the managerial sense, you've got to give this manager, at least a few months. If a few months ago we're sitting here arguing over how much time he should be given, then just have the same energy for this manager, man.
I hear that. Well, Alex, thank you for jumping on as well. I hope to chat to you later in the week as well. You take care, bro.
Hey, you too, man.
Bless, man. Have a good night. Right, again, if you guys want to get involved, join the Patreon. The link is down in the description below. We're going to get our next guest on. Yes, Jem, what are you saying?
I like the tune, bro. You look fresh, bruv. You're looking
I had to
dapper
get
right
one
now.
for Atletico Madrid, one for the big occasion. Big occasion for Krusty the Crown and that. What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I am happy. I am. And I was saying it on the Football Terrace. So big up to the Football Terrace as well, actually, because I was on there as well. But I just feel like it was... the first half was shit. I felt like it was very wasteful. I thought Jorginho, Kovacic, and Mason Mount were all very wasteful on the ball. I thought the defence done well. I thought Mendy was subbed. I mean, what was he doing in the first? Some of his ball control, bruv. Literally, as soon as the ball come back to him, it just bounced off his foot. It's like his foot was a brick or something, bruv. It was like, what is going on?
We did struggle with playing out the back, but eventually we just stopped doing it and just booted
That's
it.
the only thing that Kepa's better in, mate. You know that. That's the only thing Kepa's better in, mate. Playing the ball out from the back.
I say that, but I don't want to be too revisionist about it. 1920 Kepa stunk on the ball still.
Yeah.
Like first season Kepa, I'll give you. He was good on the ball, but that declined just like everything else.
I think overall, second half, we completely dominated them. We've got to bear in mind we're playing against the team that's supposedly the best team in Spain at the moment, sitting top of the league against the Real Madrids and Barcelona's flying high, and we made them look very, very regular. And people complain and say, well, they didn't have Carrasco, they didn't have Jimenez, they didn't have Trippier, but they still had João Felix on the pitch. They still had Suarez on the pitch. I didn't even know they were playing, bruv. It's only when I saw Rudiger, scoring up to Suarez.
I don't know why that was.
For whatever reasons. That was the case. But, another very good stat for Tuchel is that we've played 8... He's been at Chelsea and we've played 8 games under him and we've only conceded 2 goals in 8 games. And one of them was Rudiger scoring an own goal. So if you think of it like that, we've only conceded 1 goal in 8 games under him, which is great progress. However, The only thing, and I am critical of my team, and the reason I'm critical of my team is because I do set high standards, and we're Chelsea Football Club.
Good.
You know, at the end of the day, so
You're ruthless. I respect that.
the reason I always criticise them, and I feel like they still deserve to be criticised, is that I don't feel like we create enough clinical edge chances in front of goal, bruv. We don't. We have all this good possession, and it's cool and it's good. You know, one of the things that they're doing very well is they're winning the ball back in the right areas. If you watch, they're winning them back in the right areas of the pitch, which is clever. They're obviously working on that in training. And this is why, hence, you don't see the goalie, Mendy or Kepa, actually having to save much. They don't. You know, how many saves they do per game? I'd be interested to know, because they're not doing many at the moment. That's because of the style of football that Tuchel's brought to the club. But the only thing, and I agree with what Alex says, and it will take a little bit of time. The only thing that does still get me is that we've got all of this talent, had the Havertz's, the Mounts, the Pulisic's, the, you know, Hudson-Odoi's, Werner's, Giroud's, and we still don't create enough in front of goal. That's my biggest question mark at the moment. And we're going to be tested. Let me tell you something now. We're going to be tested Sunday when we play Manchester United. And the reason we're going to be tested by that, for me personally, why we'll be tested by them more than any of the other 8 teams that we've played up to now, is because they will get in our face. And their strengths are counter football. And they will not do what Atletico did, which was put 6 men in defence and, you know, and defend their lines. They will go at us, bro. They will
Yeah,
go
but
at
they
us.
don't have Pogba, so I kind of fancy myself.
You say that, but then people like Bruno are not going to give Jorginho space, and this is one of my big question marks. Yeah, Christensen, Krusty. Yeah, at the end of the day, he's
Come
playing.
on, man.
He's he's playing well. I can't knock him as much as I don't. You know, I always question him and
Man said I
Jorginho.
can't knock him, but he started with Krusty. You serious?
Listen, he's my biggest question mark of Christensen. Right, is he's inconsistent.
Is
He's
he?
He's an inconsistent defender. There's many times in games where he ball watches and we lose games, and it falls down to him. But not only just him, because Rudiger's done it, Zuma's done it. It's an issue that we have across all 3 of our defenders. It's just that with Christensen,
I've only seen one mistake from Andreas Christensen.
no, he come on, bruv. I mean, how many goals
Just
does
a
he score for
Liverpool
us
red
from
card.
corners? You know, I've seen the guy have
Yeah, I get
perfect
that.
chances
I get
in front
that,
of
but
goals, and he
I'm not
skies
going
them
to judge a centre back on fucking goals, bro.
No, but no, I'll give you an example, right? What does Zuma bring to our team?
Aerial
He's
threat. I
aerial
respect
threat.
that.
So
I'd have Zuma in the starting 2 over Andreas Christensen. I'd get that because
Yeah,
he offers that.
and don't get me wrong. Look, at the moment, I ain't going to sit here and knock the guy. He's playing well. He's doing everything that I wanted him to do. But in the past, he has lacked concentration, and he's ball watched in the past. And this is
In
why
the
we've
past,
lost.
so is Antonio Rudiger. And
Yeah,
if
they all
anything,
have.
I think Rudiger's looked
Yeah,
worse.
and of course I'm going to sit here and win it. Of course I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Do I think our defense is good enough to win us a title? No. If you want my honest opinion, I don't think it is. Without Thiago Silva, I think it's suspect. I really do. But at the end of the day, they're playing well at the moment. For me, if they can show a level of inconsistency, going into the bigger games, the Man Uniteds, the Man Cities, who we've still got to play, the Liverpools, that's where the bigger test lay for me with us at the moment. It's all good seeing the way we're playing at the moment, and I am happy. I seriously am. I am happy for the way we are. Jorginho's, Christensen's, Mendy's, even Alonso surprised me.
Yeah, Alonso had a surprisingly good performance today.
He is. The only thing that kills me with Alonso, bruv, is if you watch him, his mind is thinking ahead, but his legs and his body don't allow him to move as quick as his mind. He's just he's so slow-mo when he tries to move, doesn't he? It's funny to watch.
Yeah, but at the very least, he keeps himself in the right position. It's just if he gets caught out, he's pissed.
What are your thoughts about the game, mate? I didn't even ask you. How do you feel about it overall?
Oh, no, I'm really happy. As individuals and as a system, I thought we were excellent today. A lot of very good performances and some coming-of-age performances, to be honest, as well. It was hard to get through Atletico, but we persevered and we had a moment of magic and we capitalised on it. It was either going to be 0-0 or first goal wins. That's the way I thought of it. So we got the first goal and that was it.
Are you happy with the fact that Cho plays more of a wing-back than sort of a second striker? Because for me, I don't think it works for him as a second striker. I think you get the best out of him where he's playing at the moment, which is just allowing him to just hog the win and just be direct. I mean, do you agree with that?
I think he's playing excellently right now, but I also think you can unlock something different on the left because you make him more of a goal threat. You push him more into a stronger right-hand side.
Left or right, but at least allow him to be a wing back in them positions. I think he's comfortable with Alonso. In that, to be honest, I still think we need to strengthen in the summer. I think you'll see us drop a lot of players still. I wouldn't be surprised if people like Chilwell get done, bro. It doesn't look like he's in his plans. I'm not even joking. Like, we could still make money on him as well.
He didn't play this game or the last game as well.
You know, for me, ideally, bruv, I think we need a centre forward. I think we need a defensive midfielder, and I think we still need a goalie. I don't think we've really sorted out the goalie situation. And the only reason that the goalies are not as suspect at the moment is because of how well our system's working. We've got more of an identity as a club under Tuchel. We didn't have that under Lampard. The players didn't know whether they were coming or going in games. Do you know what I mean? Or what was asked of them. With Tuchel, they know what's asked of them. And can I just say quickly as well, Kovacic had a shocker today. Do you not think?
Do you think?
I thought he was poor, bruv. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was
giving the final balls a struggle in midfield, but that's only because of what they had to face in front of them.
What do you think of Werner as well? I thought he was very good in the second half. His movement.
Yeah, I thought he created a lot of decent chances for himself.
But again, did you see what we were doing? Which is another thing that stresses me out about our team. We don't play to his strengths. You know that. There's a lot of times man makes runs and we look to always do the sideward pass, and he's forever tracking back to try and get back on side. In the second half of that game, we were looking for him on the runs every time, and you could see he just looked more comfortable in us doing that. And I just hope that we do that, and I hope people like the Hakim Ziyech's, who are not in form at the moment, find a bit of form. Havertz is back as well. I want to see Havertz in that team. I think you will now. Mason Mount and Jorginho are banned, didn't they, for the next game against Atletico? So that'll be
it's going to be a completely different midfield setup.
I like Kante though. I'd like Kante in there. What do you think? Think Kante would be good for Atletico at home?
Maybe, but they'll probably look to press him a little bit more. So
it'll be a Billy Gilmore.
I don't see Billy Gilmore being thrown into this sort of match either. I think Kante will start anyway, but I'm just interested to see how it works.
Who would you drop before? It looks like Thiago Silva is going to be back against Man United. That's what I'm hearing. Who would you drop at the back, at the three at the back?
Not too sure. Like, all three of them stand a chance to keep their spot.
I think you know who's going to go, but you just don't want to say it. I can see it in your eyes. I see it in your eyes.
I don't think it should be. Big up Flawless as well. You already know.
Flawless, big up you, my man. Big up to Flawless.
But it could be either of the three. It could be Aspi. Could be Christensen.
It won't be Aspi or Rudiger. Do you know why? Because Rudiger's comfortable in that left. I think that sort of left back of the three, and Aspi's not moving from there. I'm sorry. The only person that replaces Aspi in that position for me is maybe Reece James. I don't think Christensen looked comfortable in that position when he played there. I think Christensen, if you're going to get the best out of him, is better in the middle of the two. I don't
know. I thought he looked comfortable when we played him on the right.
Barnsley, he was getting flattened. I know he got taken off and stuff. He looked like he was getting a little bit ragged.
That was one drop of balance, and he nearly got the ball back through it as well. But he got a boot to the head, and that's why he had to come off. To be honest, he had a pretty solid game past that.
I'd play Thiago Silva in the middle, and I'd play Rudiger, and I'd play Aspi at the moment. I think that's your best three, personally, for me. That's who I'd go. But it wouldn't surprise me if Christensen gets in there, and maybe a Aspi gets dropped, potentially. But we'll have to see, mate. And I just don't want to see Kepa. I know we're trying to get a bit of money back on him because we got to try and sell him, but I don't want to see him.
Probably won't see him till the Sheffield United game with our fixture list comes out.
That's cool, man. I can deal with that. Do you know what I mean? But no, we moved, bro. We moved. I'm happy with the performance. I was gassed. Seeing how we're playing, how we're dominating teams as well. You know, we're 70% possession. That's pretty impressive, man. And for them to have done that in 3 weeks, just under 3 weeks under Tuchel is again very impressive. It just shows. Can you imagine how we're going to look in the next 5 to 6 months when he's sort of gelled and he's understood the kind of players that he might need to add to that and stuff like that? It's going to look good, bro. It's going to look good. And people ask me, do you think we've got a chance of the Champions League if we beat Atletico? Providing we stay away from Bayern Munich in many ways, I think we can go far, bro. I think the Champions League is up for grabs. I really do this year. There's not many teams standing out.
It is because there's always a couple teams that should be around anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
About who takes down who. But Bayern Munich is obviously still.
Man City will be there as well, maybe, if they can sort out their mentality issue in the Champions League. But I think Man City, Bayern Munich, and even Chelsea. But no, appreciate you having me on, bro. As always, that was it, really.
Anytime, bro. Thanks for coming on.
No worries. I'll drop you a DM anyway. We'll talk in a bit, yeah?
Yeah, definitely, man. You
Take care, bro. See you later, man. See you later.
Again, I will always tell you afterwards. Join the Patreon to get involved with the live phone in. Gonna get our next guest in. Yes, bro. What are you saying, man? Zion, what are you telling me, bro?
What are you saying, man?
I'm good. What are you saying? Right. Do you want to speak a bit closer to the mic? I just can't hear you too well.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
A little bit better. That's a little bit better. Go on, talk to me.
Hold on one sec.
There we go.
How about now?
There you go. Whatever you just did, that worked perfectly.
All right. Yeah. Mate, that performance today was, you know what? That's the performance I've been looking for, from that game against Southampton, for the previous games as well. We need to just keep going. We need to focus on every game that is ahead, in our schedule, because this league, this season, it just defines. It should define us how, where we're gonna go for the future. I think everyone today were brilliant. I think everyone. The worst, we started off for the first 2-3 minutes sloppy because Atletico got at us. But I think after that, we just controlled the game. I mean, to be honest with you, with their midfield of Saul, Koke and all them lot, I thought, we should have started Kante along with Jorginho, because he brings that physicality in our team. But I think Tuchel made a nice choice of, I knew he was going to go with Jorginho and Kovacic, because that's his pivot. That's his now, he's solid thingy behind the back three. So I think he had to keep it, and but I think Kante would have brought more physicality in this game. And I think, Giroud again saving us again, and Werner having chances but not finishing them away. Mount again, brilliant, but silly little yellow card to pick up, start of the game. And we move on to the next game against United. But you know what? This performance was brilliant, and we just need to keep performing like this against the bigger teams in the Premier League, because La Liga teams, I'm sorry, I don't care if Atletico were number one, Real Madrid were number one, Barcelona. That league right now is derailed big time. In these past couple of days, everyone, has been gassing about La Liga, about Atletico. When we got the draw, I said, you know what? I'll take them. I know they're the worst team to break down and all that kind of stuff, because Liverpool, when they faced them, they got a 1-1 draw in the first leg, and they got the away goal, but Atletico did get their goal at the end. We wanted just the one away goal to take to Stamford Bridge and then just make them come at us, because I know they're not going to come at us now at Stamford Bridge. I know they're going to just sit back, because that's Simeone. He always does that against any team. I mean, he just sits back, he watches it, and then hits them on the break. That's it. But we're not going to allow that, because we've got the advantage, and we move on.
Nice. Well, what are your thoughts on the Man United game then?
It's a massive game, if you ask me, really. I mean, I think Man United and Liverpool, the two next games in the Premier League, I think they'll define our season, really, if you think about top four. Because we need to prove to pretty much everyone in the field right now in the Premier League that we have to beat big teams. I mean, I think we have to beat the top four, the big six, because under Lampard, we weren't doing that. And under Tuchel, we have to show that we could beat these big teams. And not only that, beat them in style, beat them, with aggression. We just gotta beat them, because right now our record against the big six isn't great. But on Sunday we can change that. If we beat United, I think we're definitely confident of beating Liverpool, especially with their defensive errors, and their defensive, mistakes, and Alisson not doing well, and also the United game will give us a huge boost against Liverpool. But let alone Liverpool. We got to focus on United because they've got players that can hurt us. Rashford, Greenwood, Bruno was again. What a player he's turned out to be. I mean, some people might say he might just win penalties and all that, but the guy's creating chances. The guy's, getting assists. The guy's, getting United to massive big 3 points against even whoever it is. He shows leadership. That's the type of player we need in our midfield, in my opinion. And I mean, we just move on, and I'm looking forward to the big game on Sunday.
Jeez, well, bro, thank you for jumping on, man.
No problem, man. Take it easy, man. Love the content.
Take care. Bless. Right, we'll get our next guest on as well. Who did we want to get on? Yes, Tyrese. What are you saying, man?
Yo, G. Yo, bro. Like man. This is one of the best days I've had in a long time, bro. Like, I woke up. I just woke up like so nervous about this game, man, and just to see us go in and just completely dominate that game was just a fantastic view. No, I think we played so well, and I'm not even going to be critical of no one because I don't think anyone had a bad enough game to criticize. I don't get like how people could say Kovacic was poor. Like, you're playing against Atletico Madrid with guys that put like 10 men behind the ball literally, and to me he played well. I thought everyone played well in that back line. They got the Danish Maldini. I'm part of the AC hype now.
Come on.
You don't know, G, that in the next 2-3 hours, I'll probably have a post about the AC hype, man. And we were brilliant. We were absolutely brilliant. Yeah, we still got to work on the final third, but look, I think playing Olivier Giroud, that solves a good set of our problems because he's a clinical forward, man. And Vernon necessarily isn't even a striker anymore underneath Tuchel, so okay then. Giroud, so we basically have two strikers then, Giroud and Tammy. And I'm telling you, like, if we had to go and get Haaland now in the summer, I don't know, man. It's peak for Tammy, fam. It's peak for Tammy. And bro, like, we were just fantastic today. We kept our shape well. We just kept hold of the ball. We pressed well. We won back possession quickly. And like, Atletico did nothing today, bro. Like, we kept one of the most expensive young players in the world. It's actually the most expensive young player in the world quiet. And we kept Luis Suarez, one of the best strikers in the world, quiet. And that is something that I have to big up the Danish Maldini for, Rudiger for, and also as for the creator. Everyone played well in that back line. Like, Jorginho, he was a bit frustrating for himself with the long ball, but like, people don't need to understand that he has to be doing that because that's the only way we were gonna exploit Atletico because they're so strong in the middle of the pitch. We had to rely on that ball out to the wider areas of the pitch, and we really needed a Jorginho in our team. And to me, Jorginho, he wasn't too great in the first half, but in the second half we were fantastic. We came up there with a clear vision just to get the goal, and then in the 68th minute, Giroud scored that's a beautiful goal, guys. That's a beautiful goal. It's a really, really good goal. This is two European games, and scored a bicycle for us, because, bro, he scored one in the Europa League against Arsenal, right?
He scored a scorpion kick, but not an overhead kick. No, he scored an overhead kick for Arsenal. I think it was a few years back.
Nah, I think the scorpion was for Arsenal.
Yeah, that was for Arsenal
against Crystal Palace. As I was saying, yeah, guys, like, bro, like, Olivier Giroud is so underrated. Like, I'm having a debate here with a journalist in my country, and we're speaking, and we were just here on Twitter, just being back and forth. Like, this guy really wanted to compare Christian Benteke to Olivier Giroud. Guys, like, Olivier Giroud is so underrated, and to me, I think that cements his starting position of underneath Thomas Tuchel because he likes to he likes to play with a big striker. Like we saw it at PSG when he had Cavani, and he also had Choupo-Moting. And if the system has to work, we need a clinical front. And if we get Haaland, it would be perfect. But we don't have Haaland yet, so we can't study about Haaland now. We have to rely on what we have right now. And Giroud, we can always rely on him in any time. He could play like 4 games this season, and we play him those 4 games, he'll score 4 goals for you easily. Like that guy to me should be starting week in, week out because he's our best forward now. Tammy Abraham, as I said, I don't think he's good enough at this level. And I'm telling you, like if someone gives me like if someone is telling me that we have to involve Tammy in a swap deal for Erling Haaland, best believe I'm taking it in a heartbeat, bro. Best believe I'm taking it. But guys, but we were fantastic today. I don't get like why Jem was so negative about the performance, man. Like it's Atletico Madrid. This is one of the most difficult teams to break down, and we broke them down. It doesn't have, we can't expect to go away to Atletico Madrid and beat them 3-0. It's extremely difficult to do that. We're not Bayern Munich that put 4 past them. They're a very difficult unit to break down, and like I'm not going to be critical of no one because that is fight. Because we came into this fixture as the underdogs because everyone said, man, Suarez, Joe Phillips, we should be knocked out by them and stuff. But nah, we went in there, we showed courage, we fought, we defended really well, man. And the question is if Thiago Silva comes back, if he could get straight back in the lineup. I think he does, but it's who would sit out. Maybe the Danish Maldini. I don't know, but he's been playing so well, so I don't know if to drop him out, bro. But like Lewis, as I said before, like I always knew that if we played Giroud, I was saying this for months from the time we drew Atletico Madrid. Giroud must start this game. Giroud must start this game because we didn't have a clinical forward man. And Giroud delivered. I was so happy, guy, bro. Like when he scored that goal, I shouted so hard. Like my family, most of my family was asleep. I woke up all of them. They were so angry with me. But listen, bro, like we had like he's a fantastic player. Like Olivier Giroud, like he's this is the best thing Arsenal ever did for us.
Yeah,
best thing. Well,
sorry. I gotta keep things rolling because I got like another 10 people are waiting behind as well. Thanks for hopping on, bro. Take care.
Yeah, no problem, G.
Bless, man. Bless. I'll get next guest on. Yes, Fata. What are you saying, man?
I'm finished, actually. Sorry, I'm finished. Literally, I'm finished. Yeah, man. It's a positive win, and I think the other day, Lewis, when it comes to Champions League knockout tie, picked up an away goal is a massive boost on return to second leg to who knows, we might play somewhere else again because of the restriction and all that. But overall today, man, it was a solid performance, and I will not be negative at all. And I just think today, man, yes, there's a bit argument over the fact that I think the first half, yeah, in the beginning, a little bit of panicking because I think we were really had a rash start, and Mason Mount is unfortunate to get that yellow card, and unfortunate for us, he's going to miss the second leg. You know, I think he's been the pivotal player in this team. You know.
Yeah, he has been, but I think we have the players as well to be able to manage for 90 minutes. It'll be a bit of a struggle without him because he's been one of our players this season, but Kante and Kovacic playing a little bit deeper should be able to keep the defense stable.
And also, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, and we keep repeating ourselves week after week after week. And what I like about this team is the level of the intensity. And I think today, against Atletico Madrid, arguably the La Liga leaders at the end of the day, but what I like is the intensity levels increasing week after week after week after week after week since Tuchel coming in. And that's the positive thing that we should have taken from today. And let's not forget defensively again. And we've been criticizing a lot over the last couple of weeks when we have to be organized. And I think from when we make that mistake against Southampton and I think it's rectified today with the Andres Christensen. Not gonna lie, he has been immense tonight. That guy has pocketed one of the animal merchants in European football. He is, I'm not gonna lie. Big up the AC4, you done already, but
come on.
But yeah, man. at the end of the day, man, it's just one of those games. Like, yeah, you can look back on it like, yeah, I'm a little bit gassed in the beginning, but in the bigger picture of things, like it's about consistency. And my worry is like you can have prime Chelsea turn into like prime Bayern Munich and all that, and the next week, you can have like turn into another charity FC like against Southampton, and that's not what we want. We want this team to progress forward, and yeah, man. But at the end of the day, man, I would like to quote this one from one of the greats, and job's not done. Job's not done. We have to kill the Atletico in second leg because it's going to be a different game. It's going to be a different game. I think in today hindsight, yes, I think he maybe set up a little bit a little bit, I would say like he's not the Simeone that I used to know, but at the end of the day, man, I just think second leg is gonna be a different game because like last year, you can have Atletico turn up against us like the one against Liverpool like last year. And the fact that my concern is like how we gonna handle this pivot in the middle because I think Jorginho is a massive loss as well. I think when he picked up the second yellow card, like I was like, oh shit, he's gonna miss the the second leg, and I think those two is gonna be a massive loss. Even though Kovacic didn't pick up any yellow cards today, but it's gonna be a different pivot, man. The second game, and we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
All right, cool. Well, what's your thoughts on the Manchester United game then?
Again, Lewis, like I hate keep myself repeating over this, and the last thing that we need from this team is charity FC. We've seen this before, honestly. Against we couldn't have like I said, we can have like play really well today, and then all of a sudden go back to Premier League. We play like a clownless. Like honestly, like I don't want us to be like a headless chicken and all that. But at the end of the day, man, like let's keep the consistency going. We only concede like one goal since Tuchel coming in. Just keep the consistency going, and we'll just keep ourselves under the radar and keep other people talking about us, blah 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 blah. And we just need to sort on the pitch,
All right, cool. Well, any final thoughts?
And don't forget to subscribe my latest YouTube show. It's a legit one, and I'll drop the link in the description below. So yeah.
All right, take care, bro.
I'm finished. And I'm finished. Sorry, guys.
Bless, man. Take care. Right, quickly rolling through to the next guest. Yes, Albert, what are you saying?
Hi, Lewis. It's good to talk to you again. I'm really happy, man. Obviously, just freaking woke up 7 to watch it, being in Australia. Yeah, it's just obviously at the start, I think a lot of people saying like we were a bit shaky. Obviously, Mount is now, I think he's suspended for the next game. But I think like after that, I think we really dominated the game. Like I literally looked at the stats after. I'm like 0 shots on target for Atletico. I'm thinking like this entire holiday for me in summer. I'm like Atletico, like 0 shots on target against us. Like I know like we're good, really good defensively, and I think today proved it. But Atletico, like probably one of the best teams right now. But like we really showed how good we are. Like Christensen again, proving me wrong every single week and basically pocketed Suarez. He basically played like a fool, basically injuring himself, falling over, pretending like he was getting hit in the face. It's just typical Suarez, honestly. Might as well go back to Liverpool if he's going to do that. Kovacic, Jorginho, always good. Like I think them two together showed how good they are. And obviously, like with Alonso and Hudson-Odoi, both of them played good in the wing-back positions. But I don't think like anything would say like from the front three still played pretty well. Like Mount, I think he played well as well. He was doing well driving the ball. Like he was like making good passes. Maybe like there was like some chances where maybe he should have shot instead of like try and lob it to Giroud or Werner. And like Werner as well, like drove the ball, and then he did like take a few shots. Because honestly, if you're a striker, like even if you're not at the best angle, like it's probably the best thing to do because you can get like a corner, or maybe the ball will go back into the mixer for like someone else to basically slot it in. And then obviously like the man of the match for me, Giroud, probably one of the most underrated players in our team. Like even it shows like he is such a good player that could like not only hold the ball but he could also bring other players into the game. And then when you need him, he could score like a freaking wonder goal like he did now. I think we've seen like some of his wonder goals. Obviously, in the FA Cup, the first year he played, when he like basically dribbled past like 4 players. Obviously, his goal, I think it was a scorpion kick when he was playing for Arsenal, and like he's done a few of them. But he's always the great player, and I'm so happy that we kept him like during January. So I think just overall as a team performance, we played like really good. I don't really have that much complaints. Obviously, like we did get a bit unlucky. Like some of the chances we could have maybe the ball would have it's a bit too far.
It's happened with us all the time. We took one of our chances, and I'm just happy with that.
Yeah.
What's for the Manchester United game?
Oh, Manchester United. Honestly, I think we just need to keep it up. Honestly, I reckon we can get a result against United. They are a good team. Obviously, I'm not gonna deny that, but we've literally shown today that we are also a good team and we have like a great defense. And we literally like I think like the only problem right now is just like the chances that we're missing. Like I honestly don't think there's many more problems. Maybe like some of the passes were a bit like too fast, but that's more like due to luck than it's a skill. But I reckon we can get a result. Maybe another 1-0, maybe 2-1 Chelsea way. So only hoping. So all the best for Chelsea.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for jumping on, man. We'll chat to you for the next game.
Yeah, man.
Take
do
care.
my best. Bye.
Right, on to the next guest. Yes, Dag, what are you saying?
Yo, what's going on?
I'm good. How are you feeling after the game? We spoke during the phone in, but how are you feeling after you've had more time to process it?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've low-key felt I mean, how can we feel any other way, you know? Like, let's be perfectly honest. Like, we came into this game thinking we were gonna get wiped, thinking that we were gonna have a chance. This is the Man City of the La Liga, right? This isn't some joke. This isn't some Burnley. This isn't some Southampton low block style. This is like a Jose Mourinho style of play, right? Where it's effective to the point where, like, it's no longer about the sitting back aspect of it. It's the fact that once they do get the ball, the ability to shut down their attack was something that I was really worried about, right? Dude, Suarez, if they had gotten a set piece closer to the goal, we would have had some troubles, some additional trouble, right? So that's one thing that I really want to commemorate about the squad today. Today they played a disciplined style of play. They made sure to yes, there was when I mean discipline, of course we got the yellow cards, but those were the yellow cards that you had to make. It was like the Mount one again. I don't feel like it was so early. I don't feel like it was right for the ref to go ahead and give him a yellow for that. I felt like that was a little too much, right? I felt like the referee was on one this entire game. It didn't look like he didn't want to let anybody play. Every time a Chelsea player tried to go in for a tackle, an Atletico player ended up on the ground. Like we couldn't the way that the odds were being built up against us, and then we still stayed strong. We still stayed disciplined. We didn't make any personal mistakes. Again, look at what happened, right? I said this when we were going in. I said the only way we're gonna win this game is if they made a personal mistake. And what did Hermosa do? He hits it, and then we don't have Giroud's no longer offside. And so again, I don't think anybody expected for him to get on his bike and then hit that in, but that's Olivier Giroud. That's what a class player does. That's what a class striker does, right? This game is the game that we needed to really show us who's going to be staying in the squad, right? Players like Tammy, he can leave, right? If we need to get money for Holland, I want Tammy first gone because we can get good bread from him. An English striker, imagine teams like obviously if Sheffield go down, they might not be able to get any new players. But teams like Burnley, teams like Sheffield could use a player like Tammy Abraham. Look at what Aston Villa has done. Aston Villa has done after they got Ollie Watkins, right? Of course, Jack Grealish is there, and he's the big main player. But it's really important.
Oh.
But it's really important that I think that Olivier Giroud needs to be starting every single match from now on. Of course, I know he's 32. He's not going to be able to. That's why we have Tammy on the sheets now. But going on into next year after that, I don't want Tammy Abraham to be our number 9. There's no reason for him to have that shirt.
Not number 9. Or you want him to go out on loan or something?
Go out on loan, sell him, make a profit, whatever, bro. But I don't want to see the man ruining our style of play. I don't want to see, like, whenever he is on the pitch, like, our chemistry drops significantly, right? The whole thing where we're mad, like, he's a tap-in merchant that struggles to get into the box, to get into positions where he can tap in the ball. Like, that's what really pisses me off about him, right? If you're a tap-in merchant, go ahead, be a tap-in merchant. But you better score every single game if you have tap-in opportunities, right? But he will be in that position and still miss. Or he just won't be in that position at all. So it's one of those instances where I don't want to, of course everyone has already spoken about the game, so I don't want to keep talking about, what we it was a very simple game if you look at it from if you weren't a football fan, you're not going to be very entertained by the game that was played today, right? But from Chelsea fans, for us, we know what this means. This was total domination. They had 0 shots on target. Yes, they lost at the weekend, but they had 22 shots. They had 0 on target and 6 shots in total today. That is really important, right? So again, this is why I have hope going on to the Liverpool game, going on into the Man United game, going on into the rest of the season, right? Now we have a proper manager that I know that if we come into we're going to come into every single game ready. We're going to come into every single game prepared. And I have no reason. I don't see us losing to anybody right now. For what? That's a type of confidence that this team is instilling in me. It's, yes, of course, people like Jem and you guys aren't hating. You're not. It's not like you guys are being downers or It's just the fact that you guys you got a little bit too ahead of yourself when we were with under Lampard, and now you're like, okay, let me not get ahead of myself again. Me, I never really expected Lampard to do all that, but I thought he was going to challenge this year, because with a squad like this, there's no way you can't challenge. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, so they sacked him and they got a guy in that can do it.
All right. Well, any final thoughts, bro?
Can you say that one more time?
Any final thoughts, bro?
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, I think another thing that we're not really talking about enough is that when our subs did come on after the half, of course, or during the second half, each of them played an important role. It wasn't like they just came on and just ran around and did nothing, right? They each were pressing. They were all trying to counterattack, and they all looked positive, every single one of them. So that's one thing I'm really that's one thing that I'm really glad that we were able to see today, is that some of the players that we didn't think that they weren't necessarily in form, but they're getting on the right track, being productive.
All right. Well, thanks for jumping on, Doug. We'll chat to you for the next game.
Yeah, you too.
Bless, man. Bless. Yes, Kenny. What are you saying, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm good. I'm good. How you feeling after tonight?
Yeah, man. I'm good. It was a good game. Very controlled. Honestly, the way Tuchel has set up this team, I think we're gonna have to start expecting that. Hey, we're gonna be solid defensively, but we're not gonna be scoring a lot of goals. Since he started, if you've noticed, most of our goals, we got the first game that we won. Alonso and Aspilicueta scored. After that, we got a PK against the Spurs. We won that game against, so it's like these games have been scraps, like in terms of scoring. So maybe we're just going to have to accept that, hey, we're going to get our one odd goal. And since we're so good defensively, we're going to, close the deal. So I think that's the way Tuchel is setting up, because since he's taken over, if you notice, our strikers really haven't been scoring consistently because they haven't been getting good service. Now, if you see Giroud today, fair to him, but the way he scored, it wasn't a clear creation, right? The defender kind of hit it, the ball hit off the defender. Giroud, he's very like he has a talent for scoring these types of goals. He saw it and he just biked it. So, I mean, we're not going to be able to rely on that going forward. So I think we're probably just going to have to try to score 1 goal, 2 goals a game, and then close the shop. I think that's what we're going to have to do. Another thing I wanted to address too, I noticed a lot of our fan base, it seems like everyone likes to slander Tammy, even when he's not playing. And I think that's really got to stop, honestly, because Tammy's a young player. He's going to grow, he's going to develop. And I really don't like how people are just slandering him, even like, it's just I just like putting things into perspective, right? Giroud is 34 years old. Tammy's 23. The guy's going to develop and he's going to get better throughout his career. Comparing him to Giroud's a finished product. He's not going to get any better. He is who he is. Tammy is going to get better. So this whole, let's just, ship him off. I'm not really a big fan of that. And he's one of our academy players. So I think we should give him some patience, let him develop. He had a good season for us last year. He was our main striker. He scored 15 goals, and he would have had more, if he didn't get that injury, like halfway towards the end of the mid-season before Corona. He would have, scored more, but he had 15 goals, contributed to the team. I think he has a bright future if he continues to work and develop. So, let's be a little bit more patient with him and not slander. Slander the guy. Let's show him some support. He is a young guy, so that's all I have to say on that. Now, going forward with Man U, I think we'll see what happens with that game. Honestly, I think going with that game, we're probably it's going to be a close one. It's going to be maybe 1-0 or maybe even a draw. But we'll see. Honestly, he may go with Giroud again, but we'll see because Giroud is that type of player. And that's another thing, too. I think everyone is thinking Giroud is going to be our savior. I don't think that's going to be the case. He's a good player, and he always, comes and scores world-class goals. But as far as, hey, he's going to be consistently doing this week in, week out, he's not. I'm sure you remember him in Arsenal. he wasn't scoring 20 goals in the EPL this season. The most he ever had was 17 goals. And that's it. So, again, we're going to have to – it's going to have to be a collective effort. And we're not just going to say, oh, Giroud is going to save us. He's going to be starting week in, week out. It's not going to be the case. It's just not. So I think we have to look at things and not get lost in the moment and look at things holistically. Our strikers are very good. We're very lucky to have these strikers that offer us different things, right? Giroud offers us something different. Werner offers us something different. Tammy offers us something different. So I think we're pretty lucky to have them and I think we can finish top 4, with these strikers, obviously, because again, they all have something to contribute to us.
All right. Well, any final thoughts, bro?
No, I mean, yeah, it was a good game again. Let's keep going. I also have to give credit to Tuchel again. He's really, really taken his team and with the players he has, he's managed them very well. He's turned us to a very solid team defensively. And I have to give him credit for that, honestly. So I think going forward, we're going to continue our defensive strength and our defensive clinic. And we're going to finish very highly this season. Unless something goes horribly wrong, and I don't see that happening. So yeah, we're doing good, and I hope to see us challenge for some maybe a FA Cup and finish top 4. So yeah, man, that's it, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, man. I hope to see you for the next game as well. You take care.
All right, man. You too.
Peace. Right. Reggie, what are you saying, man?
Not much chilling, man. What about yourself? How are you, Lewis?
I'm good. I'm relaxed. What are you saying, bro?
Not much, man. Coming to the excuse me. Coming to the game today, I think we did all right. We did very good. We did what was according to plan. As I said before, we'll forget Southampton's game. If we can play like that, how we played against Newcastle and Burnley, coming to Atletico Madrid, if we could do that, we will be all right. And today, I think watching that game, Jorginho did struggle. He had his little moments here and then. Obviously, by knowing Atletico Madrid, having met that man behind the ball, it's not really easy to pick out passes. And Jorginho was unfortunate that it happened to him. I mean, in the second half, he did manage to play a bit more forward, but I think Kovacic, on the other hand, did his bit. Again, he was a bit sloppy, but Kovacic does what he does. He always rise up, and he just did his bit. Mason Mount had a good game. It's very unfortunate that we are going to miss Jorginho and Mount, but it just depends what the lineup is really, Lewis, because again, he started Kante against Southampton, and I don't know if that might be the cause why we drew again, not penetrating in the final third. Would you agree?
Maybe to an extent, but usually it was just because the way Atletico was set up.
Yeah, therefore. Because obviously, now, obviously, coming to the second leg, we are going to miss them too. Likely Ziyech will start. Maybe Pusic might have a give a chance. Actually, it just depends what the lineup's going to be. Really, I mean, I wouldn't mind if you play Werner and Pusic behind Giroud. Bring that attacking bit more force, and obviously let Pusic play that little left forward role while Werner play a bit behind. What Mount is playing. And obviously, we did feel obviously going to have to play Kovacic and Kante. Personally, I think Kante did all right today. He came on the pitch and he defended. He did his bit, and this is why. Obviously, this is what I'm saying. As I said in the last videos, whatever Tuchel said to him, especially keeping that 1-0 lead, you just tell Kante to do his bit. He will do his bit. He will defend. He will make sure that goal will. He'll make sure the team is solidified and make sure that pivot is as it is. And again, obviously, that comes back to Tuchel, which I'll give all credits to. Now, coming to the build-up to Manchester United, I'll be honest with you. As much as optimistic everybody else here, it's good to be optimistic, right? And there are some points to be negative. It's not all about that, really. But if we could all assume right now, Manchester United probably going to miss Pogba because, well, they don't have Pogba, but they've got McTominay, who's more very disciplined defending in middle. And of course, the probably most praised to play is Rashford and Bruno. And if again, obviously they're gonna call Jorginho a nightmare, so it's gonna be very interesting, really. But what will worry me, Lewis, you might agree here. If we just drop Jorginho this Sunday, we might lose that form if Jorginho get back to the lineup after Atletico Madrid. Would you agree with that? Because obviously he's gonna miss 2 games, isn't he?
2 games. Oh,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
5 bookings in the league.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, Jorginho against United, it's not really it's not really the good idea, because obviously Bruno, because the midfield that United will bring, they will give him nightmares. He will struggle. If you get me.
Yeah. I kind of get you, but I think because we'll have Kovacic next to him instead of Kante from the last time we played Man United, I think he'll be better off.
Yeah, better off really. But again, you have to wait and see when the time comes. And again, I think if we can play, as I've said in the previous videos, if we can play the way we played against Newcastle, against the big teams, we are on the tables. We will compete for the top 4, and we will show if we can beat the big teams. There's something going on, mate. Showing us that, look, we're back in business here. I'm not saying we're not going to. It's very good and be optimistic to win the league. Think of winning some. But obviously, we're not going to win the league. We all know City's going to win it. But again, our main goal is top 4, really. And again, if we can beat the top 6 teams on the top big teams like United, Cities, and Liverpool's, then we are right. I think we are. Really.
All right. Well, any final thoughts, bro?
Final thoughts. I say just keep it going. Give credit. Tuchel needs to keep doing what he's doing. Just make sure that we get the result on the Sunday, innit? And then go from there.
All right, bro. Well, thank you for jumping on, Rajiv. We'll chat to you after United's game. Hopefully, it's after a W as well.
Yeah, definitely. No worries, my man.
Yes. I just want to read this quick super chat. Being the La Liga leaders and pushing top 4, Tuchel is doing an A+ job. As expected from a coach who said his UEFA Pro license longer than 2 years. Yeah, man. Like, Tuchel's been doing an excellent job over the last 7 games, and now we're starting to take big scalps as well. Hopefully, we can do the same thing for the Manchester United and Liverpool game, but this game's going to take us in great confidence for the next 2. We'll get our next guest on. Yes, Prasanna, what are you saying?
So let's talk about Christensen, all right?
Let's go straight into it.
He's going to go home. He's going to take his phone out. He's going to take his wallet out. He'll obviously take his keys. Luis Suarez, Joe Felix, and who else were there? Lamar. You can put the list on because we were absolutely outstanding today. Defense was absolutely top class. Rudiger, outstanding. Christensen, outstanding. Mendy, I don't know why he was so shaky. I mean, couple times on the ball, he was so shaky. I remember like very early in the first half, he nearly gave away the ball. I mean, when Aspilicueta passed it to him, and in the second half, he was under no pressure, and he just kicked it out for a throw. But apart from that, he hardly had anything to do. There was like not much really hit at him that he had to make a great save or something. They hardly had a shot on target, if I can even remember.
Nah, they didn't have a shot on target in the entire match.
Yeah, and we had like 2 or 3, probably.
Mm.
And yeah, so I think we were good until the final third. And the final third, like we overhit passes too much, I think, because our build-up play was actually good today, but the final third was disappointing. We have to keep on working on that. I think that's something Tuchel is working on. He's got us defensively stable, but going forward, we're not the finished product yet. We're still trying to create some chances, and we're still trying. I mean, the effort is there, is clearly seen, but sometimes you like try to overhit a pass too much and whatnot. So happy with the performance today. I think it's our first win in a UCL lockout game since 2014, for God's sake.
Yeah, but talk to me about your thoughts for the United game, bro.
I mean, I'm looking for actually the next 3 games because United, Liverpool, Everton.
Yeah,
I mean, there are 3 tough games in a row. I think we play United on the Sunday, and I think Liverpool's on Thursday, and I think Everton's on Monday. I think that's the games. It will be a very tough game. United are in good form. They'll obviously have the game day after tomorrow, but I think they'll rest loads of players because they're anyway through. They got 4-1. I think they got a 4-1 healthy aggregate with 4 away goals, so they might pretty much rest their first team. So they'll come in with the full strength squad, and it will be tough. I think if we can contain Fernandes, Rashford, and them men there, and we have to, and we have to be solid from front to back because over years, I'm not sure what's happened against United at home. We seem to struggle. I mean, I think the last 2 years we haven't beaten them at home.
Yeah, we haven't, but our record before then has actually been pretty good.
Yeah, that's the thing. And Ole has won at Stamford Bridge, I think 2 or 3 times, and that's saying something. So I think if we beat them, now the gap is 6 points. I think between us, it'll probably reduce to 3 if we beat them. And we need to have a consistent run, and because West Ham are above us now, we have to get on them. Liverpool might give a comeback, and I mean the points gap is so less, and it's like only like 13 games left in the season, so we need to start being consistent. We might not win all 13 games, but at least we need to put in a good consistent run of form. So United game, we have to win. I think probably I'm not sure if Giroud will start that, but I kind of think Tammy will start that. I'm kind of in a mixed direction right now, and I think Reece will start. So I don't think I think this team will probably stick the same. Apart from if Thiago Silva comes in, we're a bit positive, but United are always there. You know that they can. You know that when they are on their game, they can cause a result, even when they're not playing well. I mean, we've seen that in most games they start from being 1-0 behind. So that's going to be another thing. We have to be on from 1 to 90 minutes, and like the FA Cup semi-final, with the way we played against them, we were on for 90 minutes. We were the better side. We have to dominate them from the start.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think. We should not slack off for any moments. And Tuchel's passed his first big test. This is his first big test, according to me.
All right,
and
cool.
And after that, yeah, man. We are the only English team to beat Atletico away, apparently, and we've done it twice. So let's just keep this going. Let's beat United, then Liverpool, Everton, and then we keep on going from there. 3 competitions to play for. Anything can happen. It's been a match season, so let's just enjoy the way it is.
All right, Prasanna. Well, you take care, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you.
Bless, man. Bless. Yes, Nippon. What are you saying, man?
Couldn't be happier.
I hear that.
This is what Andreas Christensen is doing right now. Oh, if it wants to come out.
Oh. That's a phone. I have to get it. Thought that was strapped for a second. Car keys. And
Tore a bit of it off, but he tried to tear.
no way! That's hilarious, man.
Yeah, I tore a bit off, but he tried to tear Antonio Rudiger's head off.
Yeah, he did, man. I mean, but he failed. Failed to do much this game.
I saw how dirty they were playing today. I'm like, and I was like, you know, when I first came into this game, I was really scared. I was actually scared after Mendy had that bit of a shocker, and thankfully Lamar just dragged it wide. And I have no idea why so many people, Arsenal fans, were hyping him up as if he'd be an upgrade on Nicolas Pepe. Well, now we see why a lot of people were ignoring him.
Exactly that, but we had an amazing performance today, even as individuals. Like the whole team played well. Most players played well today. I'll give them credit.
Yeah, the only criticism I have is Mendy. He should have done better, but thankfully he wasn't punished.
Yeah, thankfully he wasn't punished. Atletico didn't really help us that much going forward, but they still gave us a hard game. They were ridiculously hard to break down.
Yep, and we're the only Premier League team to have done it.
Yeah, I think actually, yeah, we are. Still the only Premier League team to have beaten Atletico away, now in 2 separate venues. I love that.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on the next 2 games?
I'm a bit cautious about the Man United game, actually.
Go on.
I am going to go with a cautious 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 I could kind of understand. I'll probably get a jammy penalty or something.
Yeah.
It's like Flawless always says, individual brilliance FC. We just have to try and stay.
You just have to try and keep Bruno and Daniel James quiet.
Yeah, just Pogba's going to be out of the game as well, so their attack's going to be a bit more stifled.
Yeah. And so yeah, I'm really happy with the win. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna say it on here. I might be starting a podcast. I might be starting 3. 1 Chelsea related, 1 London related. So like I'll have an Arsenal fan on, a West Ham fan on, a Tottenham fan on, and one football related. So I might have a Man United fan on. I might have an Arsenal. You know, a bit like a lot of people are doing these days.
Yeah.
So yeah, would you like to be one of the panelists on my Chelsea one?
I'll have to let you know about times because I'm doing bare different streams. But let me know what time you're thinking of it, and I'll let you know.
Yeah, it's going to be in the evening.
Yeah, give me a time and I'll let you know.
Okay, and it'll be in the evening because during the mornings and afternoons, my dad uses this for his office work.
Yeah. That's cool. Just let me know. But any final thoughts?
Well, bring on United and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And Suarez is still having nightmares about Christensen.
I hear that, man. Nippon, thanks for jumping on, man.
Did you see how Angel Correa tried to move his face into Marcus Alonso? Did you see how he tried to body him only to get, sit back down?
Yeah. I saw that, man. It was jokes.
Yeah.
All right, Nippon, you take care, man. You have a good night.
See you for the United game.
Yeah, bless, man. Take care. Right, well, this has been the end of yet another amazing phone. And if you guys have enjoyed this, smash the like and subscribe button. Check out Carefree Lewis G as well. We'll be back for the United game, hopefully after another W. Take care, like and subscribe. We're out. Up the Chels.